Now that we have the church, we really are going to start to grow, because not only is our happiness going to improve from the variety of food at the market, but also from having the church present. So next we can actually start building some more houses, really growing more. But the next main building that I do want to construct is the trading post, because like I said, we can start using that to sell our surpluses, gain more regional wealth. We can buy more backyard extensions with that, among other things. And then it's also going to help us start to build our treasury, which we need for military units mid-game when we start getting attacked by raiders. All right, and as we wait for some more families to fill in, I'm going to go ahead and take this person off of wood cutting, because I want them to build us a trade post. I'm going to plop it down right here. And by plopping it there, we do give it good access to this road, which leads right out to the outside trade point. I guess if you're wanting to be super efficient, you would just put it there. But you do have to keep in mind the traders have to bring goods to the trade post to sell. So it is a bit of a balance of where you put it. Okay, and while the trade post was being built, we got another family that joined in. I'm going to assign that new family back to gathering us some more firewood. And then firewood is one of the things I do want to sell, because I think we're going to have a firewood surplus as well as a berry surplus. Yeah, because right now we have food for 14 months, fuel for 9 months. We don't need all that. You know, if you think about it, we've only had one family working on the hunting camp, one family working on foraging berries, one on and off on gathering fuel. And really, when your settlement is low on population, it doesn't take much to supply everyone. So I know that was one of the things that I had a bit of a learning curve on, was when I first started playing the game. I thought, oh, fuel and food are the most crucial resources. I need to put people on that. But really, it doesn't take much to do a lot early on when your population isn't very big. All right, so with the trade post complete, I'm going to go ahead and click into the building and look at the trade tab. So we're going to go over to food because we have a surplus of berries. I do want to start trading... exporting berries. And we're going to try to get it down to, I don't know, based on our current population, I'd say like 50. And then over here in crafting materials, we have our firewood surplus. Let's start exporting that. And let's say our desired amount, I don't know, let's say 30. I think that should be good. And for this one, there's a really cheap trade route to establish. So we'll go ahead and do that. Trade routes just make it so that there's always a merchant coming to buy or sell that good. This one's really cheap, so let's go ahead and invest in that now. You need to assign somebody to work here in the trading post. And we have no unassigned families right now, but I think it should be good because we'll just start to fill in. You can see the church and the market food variety is increasing our happiness and approval. Okay, and now you can see we've started to gain some more families. I put in another extension of burgage plots or houses over here towards the north of the village. And then our regional wealth is starting to grow now that we're selling our surpluses. So I do want to use that to build backyard extensions. I want to build a chicken coop as well as another vegetable garden, because that's going to help with our food surplus, but also just with the market variety that's available for folks. So using our regional wealth, we can now start doing that. And hey, now would be a great time to hit that like button. I just got to remind you. And here goes our first chicken coop that's going to provide eggs. And you do often just have to stop and marvel at how pretty this game is. Oh my goodness, it is so gorgeous. Okay, so we're starting to approach winter, but we should be all good because we've been doing everything correctly. If we check our number of months before supplies run out, we are all good. We have fuel for 5 months, food for 12 months, so there's nothing to worry about there. We'll be able to make it all through winter, no problem. But as that approaches, I do want to start thinking about building our manor, because that is going to allow us to start taxing our population and building up a retinue of soldiers. Now, the manor, you can find that under construction and then administration. It does take quite a bit of resources, so you need more planks as well as stone. And so I think the next thing I am going to work on is getting a stone mine up and going. And if we zoom on out here, we can see kind of our road network. And then we do have our stone deposit over here. We already built the road over by our hunting camp. And for that, we're going to need to go to construction. and then mining, and then stonecutter camp. And then the other thing that I do want to start building is if you go to construction and then industry, we can start converting some of these hides into leather. And that's going to be super crucial in upgrading our burgage plots to level 2, which lets you build artisan shops, as well as to start collecting just passive tax revenue. So the tannery is another thing I do want to build here next. And we'll just plop down the tannery right here. Okay, our stonecutter camp is finished, so I'm going to go ahead and assign a family to that. So we can start building up stone and then also selling off the surplus of any that we get to keep building up our regional wealth. If we jump back over to our trading post, I'm going to go ahead and set that now. So we're going to want to export. We need 20 to build the manor, so I'll set that at 20. And then for our berry surplus, I think we have enough money now to go ahead and build a trade route for that. Which actually does remind me that we're out of the season for berries, so we can unassign. All right, we also need planks for the manor, so I'm going to assign a family to that now that we just have more and more families coming in. All right, and it is officially winter. We have some snow coming down, but I'm not worried at all. We have food for 7 months, fuel for 5 months, so we will be good all through the winter. I'm going to go ahead and buy a trade route for stone too, because we have an excess of that now as well. All right, and now because we've been doing everything that we're supposed to, we have all the desired resources, or all the necessary resources here for advancing our burgage plots up to level 2, which is going to start generating regional wealth. And then it's also going to expand what kind of extensions we can add on. But we have water, we have church access, they have access to fuel, food, and to clothing because of our tannery. So let's go ahead and schedule that to upgrade. All right, and it is definitely time to plop down our manor. This is where the lord or lady will reside. We can start collecting taxes, building up a retinue with this. I do like the idea of putting it here in this kind of plot. It's near kind of the storehouses and the market, so kind of loom over the center of town. And then it also will be like a forward point to our town, because if we zoom out, the castle will be right here. So as people approach and come in, they'll have to walk by our castle. For right now, I can't afford to build all the walls and everything, but I will plop down the manor, and we'll just go ahead and put it right here for now. We can always change that later. But this will open up some new things for us. We have the castle planner where we can add walls, towers, things like that. We don't have the resources for that quite yet, but I do want to get the manor plopped down. All right. So we doing it. We in winter, but we thriving. I'm gonna use some of this regional wealth to start extending the backyards. We have more food variety, things like that. Crucial not to forget to do that. All right, but as you can see, we're starting to come out of winter. And we've done well. We've been doing everything we're supposed to do, so we're growing. We have our manor house built, so we'll be able to start building up our retinue and taxes. We'll also be able to start collecting influence, so we can expand to the next regions. Are going to see that the raiders are coming up, so it is important to start building regional wealth, your treasury, all of that kind of stuff, so you can buy mercenaries, equip your militia, build up your retinue, get ready for that attack, those raiders. And then also, because we're coming out of winter, we're going to be able to start collecting berries again soon, and we're going to really be able to take advantage of the trade surplus with that, fill up our stockpiles, and start making some money. Also want to expand over to collect these other resources now. So we have the iron, the clay. We'll kind of build road networks out to take advantage of those. And yeah, everything is coming along nicely. You have a good little town. We're back to March, so we've made it through a year, made it through a winter, and we should be all good to keep on chugging. And I hope you enjoyed this playthrough, 1 year in Manor Lords, through your first winter, how to get started. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.